What's going on, guys? Honky Kong here. Welcome back. Thank you guys for stopping in. This is actually my second take on this video. The first one took me freaking like 10 minutes. I'm gonna really try to cut the time on this video down. Okay, this is a Keystone Cop video, and this one is really egregious. Every time I think I've seen the worst shit that cops can pull and get away with, essentially. A new one pops up, okay? And this one happened in Paradise, California, and it happened this past November, okay? And the incident was between an officer, this cop's name is Patrick Feaster, all right? And the victim in this case was Andrew Thomas. Now, Patrick Feaster is a cop, and he's one of these DUI cops, right? That's his mission in life because before he was born, apparently his uncle was killed by a drunk driver, right? So that's just his mission, to lock up drunk drivers. And he's been, won awards from the local MAD chapter, and he's a fucking, he's a crusader out there getting these drunks off the road, right? And the drunk dude in this case, like I said, Andrew Thomas. So basically what happened, Patrick Feaster was sitting outside the bar. Andrew Thomas pulls out without his headlights on, apparently pretty fucking drunk. Thomas takes off. Feaster's following him. Thomas hits a fucking median, flips his truck. His wife or girlfriend, whatever she is, she's ejected and she dies of her injuries as the police stand around to watch her, of course. And then, so she's ejected. And I'll link this video. It's all there. You can watch the whole video. The cop, Patrick Feaster, jumps out. Now, this has obviously been a pretty bad wreck. Now, the vehicle, say this is the truck. It's flipped over on side. The dude's crawling out. I believe it's the driver's side passenger window, okay? The driver's side window. As he's climbing out, Officer Feaster pulls his weapon, points it at him, and shoots him, right? And eventually, the guy dies of his wound. The bullet hit him in his neck and severed his spine, paralyzed him. The guy drops instantly back into the car because his spine's been severed. Because this cop, as he's approaching, instead of trying to say, hey, here, let me help you out, this fucking idiot pig pulls his gun and shoots him. Okay? Now, here's where it gets really fucked up. Instead of the cop calling in shots fired, oh man, I fucked up, blah, blah, he doesn't do any of that. He fucking puts his gun in his holster, radios dispatch, talking about, there's been an accident, the guy won't get out of the car. He's refusing to get out. So the other cops show up, right? Now, you'd think at this point, he'd be like, hey man, I fucked up, I just accidentally shot this dude or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But no, he doesn't say shit, right? So he tells the other cops, like, yeah, there's a dude in there, he fucking won't get out. So the other cops are like, yeah, man, come on, you gotta get out, come on. Now, the guy can't move, he's paralyzed, right? So he's like, I can't, this fucking cop shot me, the other cop, he shot me. The cops are like, no, he didn't, stop, no, he didn't shoot you. So the other cops, they start looking, right? And they're like, oh, fuck, it does look like he's been shot. So the other cops, now mind you, at this point, 11 minutes has gone by. The dude's wife is still laying in the street dying. She's taking her last couple of breaths. Of course, the cops aren't administering first aid because they're fucking cops. They just don't give a shit. 11 minutes goes by that the other cops have been on the scene. 11 minutes, this is after they arrived. So they're like, all right, man, he's shot. We got to go back to the bar and find out who fucking shot this guy. And then this piece of shit fucking pig Feaster's like, oh, well, my gun went off. I don't know if I shot him. I wasn't pointed at him, but So, and then they're like, God, are you fucking serious? What the fuck? And then they cut the video at that point, of course, because that's what the fucking cops do. So, this is, to me, an open book case of, I don't know, attempted murder. You shot the dude in his neck, attempted manslaughter, something, right? So, of course, and this is the part that gets me. The local prosecuting district attorney, this fucking asshole named Mike Ramsey, clears Feaster in the shooting, clears him, all right? Says, no, Feaster says the shooting was accidental. The shooting, he's like, it was an accidental shooting. He might have been negligent, but he's not criminally responsible, blah, blah, blah. And I got to tell you, the whole accidental shooting thing is complete and utter horseshit, okay? This is a Glock 19. For all intents and purposes, this is the same weapon that Feaster used. He had a Glock 45, okay? This pistol is unloaded for all you fucking safety Nazis before you guys start tripping, all right? What Feaster contends is the pistol accidentally went off. Well, I'm here to tell you there's no possible way for this pistol to accidentally go off, okay? Feaster was using a 45. This is a 45 bullet right here, okay? And this is 9mm. Quite a substantial size and difference between the two rounds, okay? Feaster's pistol was the same size, weight, form, function, everything, except the caliber was 45. Now, I can tell you there's no possible way for this pistol, for this Glock, to go off unless you pull the trigger. That's the only way this pistol can fire. That's it. There's no possible other way it can fire unless you pull that fucking trigger, okay? So Feaster showed up on the scene. As the guy's climbing out, he draws his weapon, points it, and fires. A shot that wound up proving fatal. So initially, this asshole district attorney, just like they always do, they rarely ever charge cops. The attorney declines to bring any charges, saying that there's nothing criminal, there's no criminal charges he can bring because it was negligent, not criminal intent. And which I don't believe that. I believe there was criminal intent because he pointed the weapon at him, pulled the trigger. I mean, attempted murder all day. So in the meantime, there's some public outcry, and this guy Andrew Thomas, a couple weeks later, dies of his injuries. He had a severed spine, and he winds up dying. He winds up dying of his injuries. Okay. Then, okay, now all of a sudden Mike Ramsey, oh, well, now that he died, we can bring charges. So now they're charging this Patrick Feaster motherfucker with manslaughter. But here's the part that gets me. Here's the part that really bothers me. He's only being charged with a maximum crime of that would the penalty be 5 years in prison. To me, he should get 5 years in prison just for waiting 11 minutes to report that he just shot this guy. He should get 5 years for that and 10, 15 more years on top of it for killing the dude. But he's only being charged with whatever manslaughter. Let me see if I can look it up here. Whatever type of manslaughter, and it's only gonna land him behind bars for a max of 5 years. You and I both know he'll probably do probation. I would be really surprised in this case if this dude gets any time, simply because this dude was driving drunk, but that's no that cop, that's no excuse for the cop's action. The cop should have rendered first aid, and instead he rendered first aid by shooting him in the neck with a .45. Absolutely ridiculous. So Keystone cops, and once again, the justice system initially failed to do anything about it, but once they got busted and it got out there, they changed their mind, decided to charge this guy. Make no mistake though, man, if this video hadn't been out, this cop would be out there right now. He'd be out there right now doing this, maybe doing this shit again, okay? So, I don't believe in the accidental shooting, especially in this case. The guy pulled the trigger. He pointed the weapon. He pulled the trigger. He shot the guy. To me, that's second-degree murder, at the minimum manslaughter, and 5 years is not enough for this crime, especially when he's a cop, supposedly a highly trained individual that's trained to enforce our laws. And unfortunately, we all know that cops, even though they're trained to enforce all laws, they're rarely beholden to them, and that's a problem, and that has to change. Cops wonder why there's this huge divide between a lot of civilians and a lot of police officers. It's because of stuff like this. I'm not asking the cops to be perfect. I know they're going to make mistakes. I know occasionally they're going to kill people when they shouldn't have. But when they do that, they should suffer the consequences just like everybody else. That's all I got, you guys. Y'all be safe. I'm going to link the video down in the description. I'm going to catch you guys next time. Peace.